Hi everyone, this is a light language transmission for the new moon, 15th of November 2020. It's amazing astrology at this time. I could recommend Molly McCord or Wonder Girl Astrology for their interpretations on this amazing turning point, which is also opening up the top shelf of soul connections that were less available until now, a no going back point. This one today appears to be about soul connections again. I woke in the night with the song Head and Heart. I'll link it below. It's about that battle between the head and the heart, and the heart knows this is more than a crush. The heart knows this is a soul connection. This is important, and the head wants to run. And the interesting thing about that is when I watched the video of the song, it's in two halves, and one is where they're listening to their head, and one is where they're listening to their heart. And the one where they're listening to their head, they're all in grey and everything's going wrong. And the one where they're listening to their heart, it's all joy and happiness, and they make great connections, and it's a more abundant outcome, and they're with their person, So there's that, and the other themes that have been coming in have been about really being in your joy, in your passion, in the things that make you happy. So really tending to the emotional, spiritual side of yourself, and bringing that into your physical life. I did a channel about it. It was the first one of the Daily Light Language. I'll link that below as well. And that feels linked to this, in terms of really accessing your true, authentic passions and joys. And when you make that time for you to do those things in your life and to be in that vibe, it just, what you focus on grows. It's kind of the law of attraction. So whatever you focus on and put your energy on is what you're telling the universe that you want more of. So if you're dwelling on the things that are not working, you're telling the universe that you want more of that. There's a difference between bypassing the shadow that's coming up, and just diverting your thoughts to positive things and distracting yourself, which is not helpful. Or actually feeling what you're feeling, noticing what it brings up in you, noticing that's there. Oh gosh, that's there. I feel that way. And bringing compassion and love for yourself around that situation in the same way you would for a friend or a child, nurture you as if you were someone that you loved. Validate the feelings, understand them, bring your love into it, but also give yourself the things that bring you joy, and that perpetuates that. So the healing is going to be around the sacral chakra, actually, which is about relating to others, bringing our creative flow in, bringing the things we love in. That's also where we connect sexually, or in relationship to family, friends, lovers. So there's also some cards that came up. So we'll do a quick card reading. We'll bring some light language into the issues that brings up, which will also include the song and about head and heart. And then we'll do some more light language around the new moon, bringing head and heart into balance and clearing the sacral chakra. So here's the reading. So these are the cards that came up. They're from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by Holland. At the base here, we've got the physical level. In the middle, we've got the emotional level. At the top, we've got the spiritual level. So at the base, we've got feeling alone. That's that feeling of rejection, of being left out in the cold. It's when something's not a relationship's not working, or your life's not working in general, you go back into yourself, you contract. It's that contraction phase. It's that phase where you assess and you heal your wounds and you self-soothe and you love yourself, and you look at, what did I do wrong? Was it them? Was it me? What's this brought up in me? What are my triggers? And the action to that is to really release all the judgments of yourself, all the judgments of others, and to look at what our beliefs are about ourselves and about relationships, and where they come from. Are they do they come from society's expectations? Did they come from things we've learned in the past, from our bad experiences in the past? Are we recreating bad experiences based on our expectations of not being loved, or being disrespected, or being betrayed? And then we have attracted that situation back to us until we can resolve it, shift it, and then change the vibe. So this is about working with that. You can do healing on yourself. There are a lot of self-healing practices available, like Ho'oponopono, tapping, meditation, talking it out with somebody. But this is really, about letting go of anything that's not authentic. Do relationships really have to be the way that I expect them to be? Is that a healthy way of relating anyway, what I'm wanting? Am I putting expectations on someone that's limiting their freedom? Why do I think that they need to be limited to love me? Those kind of things. Then this emotional level, this is, as it says, change your focus. However, it's about more just, again, going in and getting clear within yourself about what you do want and what you don't want, and bringing those positive vibes in, the things that you enjoy, the things that you love, which then inadvertently attract in people who connect to that. And I can see, like, confidently expressing joy outwardly, being in that joy vibe, speaking to people from that place, and people really connecting to that, and coming out of the woodwork as such, like moths to a flame, really. The next one, this is about strengthening bonds. It's about connecting to the earth, connecting to yourself, really being grounded, really when you're in that really centered place, and your light is coming in and you're being yourself in the world, there's this expansion. So it's the opposite of the feeling alone where you've contracted, and it's coming into really being in your body and expanding your light. And I see that tunnel of trees there heading with the light coming through, relating back to the 1313 portal that I saw around this time, which is moving up to the next level of self-mastery. So this one is about self-mastery, and that is in the center of the shifting your focus to yourself, to what you appreciate in your life, to what is good in your life, and expanding those things rather than focusing on the things that you've lost, or that you don't have, or any feelings of lack. And then on the other side is teach, but this again feels it's about assessing where all your ideas and concepts have come from. It's upside down, you see. So it's about what is it that you have been learning about yourself and about relationships from the outside world, or even from past experiences or unconscious experiences from other lifetimes that you're not aware of. And, you know, refining that. So again, it's about assessing, reviewing, feeling, and then bringing it all into releasing anything that is not true for you, so that you can come into the truth of who you are and express that outwardly, and focus on the things that you do love. The fact this is upside down is almost like it's not, you're not really focusing on the things you want, you're more focusing on the things that you don't have, the lack. And this sacral chakra is really telling us that bringing in our creative flow and the things we love, I see it as crowning it, so its energy comes down and then filters into all of these other cards. So whatever we put our focus on, we create, and we can create in the positive or in the negative, really. So this is also about this one at the bottom, about not focusing on the other person and what they're not bringing. And when you can focus on you and what you want, and if you need to, you know, expand it out to the other person, it needs to be in the positive in terms of what they do bring. And it's amazing how that change of vibe releases the lower, and actually shifts the relationship. There's a relationship line between all of us. So we have our own soul purpose line as such, coming from source down into, grounded into physical reality. And each relationship has one of its own, like a separate entity. And by you changing your vibe, it changes the vibe of the relationship purpose line, which then changes, has a reciprocal effect on the other person, as they then have to adjust themselves to that relationship line. So this wasn't enough, apparently. So I was shown to pull from the Romance Angels deck, and there was just 3 cards. So there was one for the physical level, and this was showing us that at the physical level, we're getting all our ducks in a row. We're working on ourselves. We're mastering the physical plane. We're making sure that we are ready for that life that brings us joy in all the areas, such as stability, financial stability, emotional stability, connection to others, time to spend with others, time to do the things that we enjoy. I feel this spread is very much about getting that stability happening within ourselves, and then expanding that stability out to another in partnership. So this is the next level, the emotional level. It says engagement, but I see it as coming into unity with another and ascending it to a higher level of commitment. So it's that top shelf soul connection that is becoming available collectively at this time. Should I say much more available, because they're always the forerunners. And really getting yourself ready and aligned to that. Not worrying about what anyone else is doing, but getting yourself stable, aligned, and in your own joy and happiness. And then at the spiritual level, yes, this is your soulmate. So this is the top shelf soul connection coming in. Isa akataka chokoso. Isa akachokoso tokopoto kochoso kotokota takachoko. Isa takatata kachokoso tokopotaka sataka chokopokoso tokopopo. Isa chasakata popo popo tokopoto kochoso kopotokotakata. Isa chasakata pokoso tokochokoposo kotopoko popo koto. Isa chasakata kataka pokoso tokochokoposo tokopokoto. Isa chasakata takata takatoko popo so tokotoko chopokoso tokopotokata. Isa chasokopoto toko 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 chasokoto toko 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 ko. Isa chasokoto toko toko chasokoto toko itaka chakasata toko ko. Isa chasakata poko ko sotoko chopo sokotaka taka sataka poko toko choko soto. Isa kasataka choko soto poko toko toko choko sokoto poko toko choko soto po. Isa chasokoto poko toko soto poko to. Isa chasokoto poko toko soto choko soto taka taka choko soto taka chasokoto taka toko. Isa chasakata potoko sotoko chosokoto potaka chasakata toko sotoko potoko. Isa chasakata takatoko sotoko choko soto potaka takatoko chosokopo. Isa chasakata pakoko sotoko toko. Isa chasakoto sokotoko choko sokoto. Isa chasakopo toko sotoko toko toko choko sotoko potata choko sotoko toko. Isa chasakata taka kasataka poko sotoko potoko choko potosa taka chapoko toso. Isa chasakata pataka toko koso toko chupataka sataka taka toko koto pataka taka choko sotoko potoko. Isa chasakata poko toko soto toko chopoko sataka taka taka satapoko toko. Isa chasataka pataka taka kasataka taka pochoko soto potitaka chasa pataka soko potoko popo. Isa chasakata poko koso toko patata taka tasataka toko toko choko soto potoko pataka toko sopoto. Isa chasataka potoko poso koto toko chupasakata poso toko patata toko choso potoko to. Isa chasaka potoko toko chopo sokoto potoko taka chasa potoko. Also choso tika chupasakata poko sotoko chupoko sataka toko chupoko sotoko toko potata chopo. Isa chasaka tapaka taka sotaka chosoko potoko. Isa chasaka potaka poko toko. Isa chasaka tapaka toko choko sotoko. Isa chasaka potaka toko sotoko chipitaka sotoko potaka chakata taka toko potoko. Isa chasaka potaka taka sotoko choso toko potata chasoko toko potata choko sotoko toko choko potaka sotoko choko taka potoko chopoko soto. So the releasing is really refining the sacral chakra and the heart chakra. So it's refining the vibe that you're bringing out. It's allowing you to bring more joy into your own life, and through bringing your own joy into your own life, that expands out to your relationships. It sends all your relationships to a higher level of relating, and more trust, more unconditional love. Ika choko toko sotoko choko toka toko choko toko sotoko choko toko choko toko sotoko toko choko toka takata. Isa choko toko 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 toka choko sotoko pata choko sata pata choko koto. Isa choko sata kapaka taka toko sotoko pata choko sotoko boko. Isa choko patoko po o soko toko toko soko toko cho. Isa oko toko choko sotoko potoko cha. Isa toko chopo toko sotaka potoko cho soko toko potoko cho soko toko potoko cho. Isa chasaka taka potoko choko sotoko potoko chopoko sotoko potoko chopoko topo sotaka taka chopoko toko po. This is bringing in the abundance from that place right down to the ground, into the roots, into the finances, the stability, and then growing right up through the emotional levels, the joy, the time to leisure time, fulfilling community connections, and into the spiritual of like really accessing those bliss and peace and love states. And that is really where head and heart are aligned. There is no conflict between head and heart. The head and heart work together co-creatively as a flow of divine inspiration into action, into flow and movement and grace in the world. Just feeling, seeing an orange butterfly, and I'm feeling that in the heart. So I'm feeling the connection between the sacral and the heart chakras, and that beautiful orange creative flow connected to the heart, and the transformation of any lower creations into heart creations. So the creations are no longer coming from what you've learned outside of yourself, from unconscious traumas or patternings, but from heartfelt, authentic inspiration of joy and passion. Carrying you into a new joyful life. Like riding a wave of energy. Okay, so that's the reading. I hope that resonates and that you can integrate the energies. Make sure you drink a lot of water. Listen to as many times as you need to, and give yourself space to integrate that. Take care.